Hello, 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 hello. Just warming up the legs right now. Live went so well the other day. I figure I'd go live again today. Want to talk about a couple things today. If you're looking to get a max trainer, if you're looking to better yourself, it's kind of like a beginner introduction here. I figure I'd come on here and maybe we'll try to help a couple people out today. Maybe it's not maybe it's not panning out to be everything you thought it would be. Maybe it's too hard. Maybe it's too easy. I don't know. Maybe you're just a young guy in here, a lot better than us old guys. Just going to spin a little bit, get my legs warmed up. It's not the workout I had planned today, but I figure I'd come on here with you guys before I actually start my weight training today and have a little talk. In a few minutes, what I'll do is we'll grab the phone and I'll bring you guys over to the control panel so you can see what's going on. So here's one thing too. I get a lot of questions about, they said, oh, it looks like when you're on the max trainer that you're really bent over. And that's true. The more that you bring your hands down here, the kind of better straight up you can be. And this is kind of like working a tricep. So your arms are still assisting, but it's nothing like when they're all the way up at the top and you're really yanking that back and assisting your legs. Let's hold that up there for a minute. Do we have anybody on the live? We don't have anybody here. We'll continue on though. So what I wanted to talk about on the live was there's a lot of discussion sometimes about how do you get more calories per minute out of this machine. And we've gotten into the discussion before on social media about, oh, you keep setting the resistance harder and harder and harder. That's not always true. Once your cardio is built up to a certain point, you can leave the resistance alone and simply spin faster. So that really depends on if you do certain exercises. Like I have certain videos on here that I call Cardio Blaster, and that's where we set it on a resistance of maybe 2, but try to keep the calorie burn above 20 the whole time. There's other people that feel more comfortable of getting that resistance up to maybe a 14 or a 16 and pushing real hard and making that needle go up at a higher resistance. So it really all depends on your physical condition and how you feel. So, but what I'll do is let me grab the camera and we'll come over here to the control panel here. And let's see. If you're unfamiliar with the Max Trainer, this is not a speedometer. This is a control panel that shows you total calories, okay? So the numbers that you're seeing here is you're seeing a 10. So if you hold it there for 1 minute straight, you will burn 10 calories, 20 calories, 30, 40, 60, and 100, okay? And then if you come over here, you have your resistance level. Now this is an M7 that they don't make no more. You can still find them around. I also have controls up here on the headset because you can spin this machine legs only and use these controls. Okay, burn target. You'll sometimes some of the programs, this outside ring, you can set your light to where you want to reference to, so you know where to bring that needle back to all the time. This is simply your sound. This is the M7 offered for people to be on here. At the time, in 2016, when I bought the M7, this was top of the line. And like I said before, these headsets are what makes the difference in your Max trainers, okay? Of course, the Max button, 14-minute, automatically takes you right to the interval training. Program button, we'll go through here. What we're gonna do right now is we're just gonna put it on, I'm gonna put it on manual, and then I'm gonna hit the start button, and then we're gonna start spinning. And I'll probably set it at like maybe a resistance of 8, okay? So let's start it. So we have resistance of 8 right now. Let me try to hold this as still as I can. And there's the 20 right there. So if I hold that 20 for the next 15 marks, if you're unfamiliar with it, okay? Now there's 2 ways that we can make this go faster and burn more calories. One way is to simply put our resistance level here and bring it up. See, it's going up, but it requires more strength out of my legs. So let's pause that. So that's the 2 different ways that you can do that. Now, I suggest put you back in my little holder here. I suggest when you're using the Max Trainer, take it out of pause. So let's say that you normally spin on a resistance of 8, okay? But you want to spin on a resistance of 12. What my suggestion to you is, and if you normally work out minutes, but don't worry about how fast that you are going. Simply make it through the 20 minutes at the pace with this resistance. Just remember, let me bump it down to 8. You were on 8 and you spin like this with no problem. Now, take it back up to 12. Now it's a lot harder to go. So mentally, that is hard to deal with. Let me stop this again. So when you go up to the higher resistance, mentally, it's very hard to deal with. And you're like, oh my goodness, I can't get through this. All right? You can get through it. What the problem is you're not developed physically to be at that level. But you can be at that level. You simply have to back down, take your time, and work your way up to it. You're never going to get there unless you try it. You're never going to get there unless you're afraid to fail. Failure in the world of working out is our best friend. And we've been so conditioned to not want to fail that we simply won't try something new if we already know that we're going to fail ahead of time. When the fact is, the failure is our friend and conditions us better than if we stayed right where in our comfort zone. You have to go beyond your comfort zone. Um, Working out with the weights, it's way beyond my comfort zone. I want bigger arms, bigger muscles. What do I have to do? I have to go outside my comfort zone. If I want a bigger bicep, I have to get a bigger dumbbell. Okay, 30-pound dumbbell. Am I capable of doing a whole bunch of curls with this thing yet? No, but I will get there. That's quite heavy for me. I'm sure a bigger guy can handle that with no problem. Um, but eventually, what's going to have to happen is I'm going to have to grab them 30-pound dumbbells. I'm going to have to do the curls, even if it's only one or two. So if I got one or two out of it, great. And then I failed, then therefore I'll reduce down a little lighter, make it through the workout. But at least I tried it. It's the same thing when you're doing the resistance on this max trainer. You're not going to accomplish up the higher, burn the more calories, and be able to accomplish that unless you try it. So, but the key thing is the resistance. A lot of times I'll get the question: if you do the higher resistance, is it a muscle builder? Yes, but not in the sense. It's not going to be a muscle builder like doing squats. It's going to be a muscle builder in your legs to strengthen those legs, like you're running up a hill, and it's definitely going to put more cardio resistance on you to build your heart and your breathing and everything else. So in that sense, yeah, it is. Like I said before on the other live that we are. This machine is just that. It's a cardio. If you're looking to build muscle, eventually, if you're eating right and just using this machine, and that's all you want to do, you're going to lose weight. You're going to look good. You're probably going to get toned, but you're not going to look like the models that they have on Bowflex that obviously been doing working out for quite a few years and ripped out six packs and stuff like that. I mean, I know what it takes to get there, and this machine is not going to do that unless you have the natural uh, physics that you were born with and you're just naturally like that. And if you're a 150-pound person, you better have abs because you don't have no fat hiding them. So I didn't want to make this. I don't want to make this live like too long. I just kind of wanted to touch base on a couple questions that I have gotten asked in over the times, and one of the discussions was, do I want to spin fast or set a higher resistance? I see a couple people popping in and out here, and that's fine. You don't have to stay on. You can watch this later. So the truth is, the harder resistance that you put it, the more difficulty on the cardio it's going to be, and that's probably a good thing for your heart and pumping the blood. If you're looking to spin big numbers, find your comfort zone and go for that. But I personally, throughout my years of spinning the Max Trainer, I hate when you're using the phone and you're in the middle of doing something and somebody calls and everything rings. So throughout the years, what I have done is I switch all over the place. One day it will be really hard. Um, 16, what is it? 14, 16, 18, 20 is the one hill climber. Next day it will be sprinting. I go back and forth like that. So I would say just do a variation of everything. But on the days that you want to hit big numbers, go to where you're comfortable. and that's probably going to be your best bet on this machine. So I hope these little tips helped you out. If you don't have a Max Trainer, guys, this is not a review. Okay, this is just me, beginner phase, helping people with some numbers understand what they are. I only discussed the head unit in case you've never seen a Max Trainer and you're like, what the hell is this? So that's all that was. It's not a review. Please do not come back on my comments and say that was a sucky review. This is not a review. This is for people that are familiar with the Bowflex Max Trainer already. So have a good one. Have fun spinning. Don't be afraid to pick up some weights, hit the gym, and then include this machine. But most important, just get off the couch and start moving. All right. We will talk to you later.